Yeah.
Welcome to I'm Not Racist, My Friend's Black.
Here we are. We did it.
With the homie.
With the homie. We with JoJo.
What up?
We right here.
Yo, this is crazy because
I'm like, put them things on, boy.
I cannot stand the sound of my voice.
Oh,
this
what?
Is right now, this is like.
Don't say that.
you're gonna have to get over that today.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta put the
Damn.
headphones on.
This is it's interesting because you told me that you moved, and I didn't realize you moved down the street from me.
That's hilarious.
So for the past 13 months or however long, we've been living across the street.
It's funny because I drove over here. I could have literally walked.
Yeah,
Down
for
the
sure.
We could have been working out. I could have been getting the arrow treatment, man.
We
True.
could have not been quarantined in isolation. We could have been.
Because everybody, whoever's a superhero, people want to know, how do they work out though? What's the
Yes.
secret? Are they on the juice? Are they on that?
Let's tell the people you're a
human
superhero.
Yeah, tell people about yourself
Yes,
because
so they know who you are.
It's fun. Okay, so I moved out here in probably like 2011, 12.
2012, man.
2012. I'll claim that. 2012. Started acting. Did a handful of movies like Allegianz, Detroit.
Okay, Detroit.
Yeah, that's right. Roman Israel Esquire, did some TV shows, Nashville, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. But as of lately, I've been known for my work on Arrow as Connor Hawk.
We see
Yeah, and I was trying to explain to Courtney because I'm more into the superhero comic book. I love Marvel. I love all superhero movies.
DC.
The Boys. I love
DC.
DC is cool. I haven't been following
DC's
DC
Nah.
gang, boy.
Wow.
Shit.
because of you. I'm gonna get more into DC. But I was
Yeah.
trying to explain to her. I was like, you don't understand what it's like being an actor on one of these shows because the following is like a cult fan base.
Yeah, I had
It's
no
like,
idea.
Like what you're saying, like you've done all these big movies, like Allegiant, Detroit. You've done movies with Denzel Washington. You've been on Nashville, huge hit TV show, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, that's the Arrow guy. It's like, what? What? That's what they care about?
Yeah, and it's funny because you don't get to choose what people know you for.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of have to embrace it and embrace your fans wherever they come. But
Wait, so you were in a movie with Denzel?
yeah.
Oh my God.
No, that
Please talk about it, please.
Okay, we went to Minnesota for about a week.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times her mom was just fangirling over Denzel. Like, if I get a chance to be around Denzel, I don't know
she said
what
she would
I'm
leave my
gonna
dad
do.
for him. I'm like, what are you saying, lady?
nah. It's hilarious because in my mind I was like, we're gonna be best friends.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this, and like. I was at the table read before I had gotten the role. They had like asked me to read a couple different characters there, and I had mentally prepared this like witty anecdote that I was going to tell
Hell
to
yeah.
Denzel, and he was going to be like, "This guy, I need to keep this guy around because he's quick with it."
Damn, not quick with it.
You like pull out a piece of parchment. Hold, Mr. Denzel, 1 second.
Right.
Whip it out. I got my my jokes here.
Damn.
So like I had planned this, and I'm sitting at the table, and like Colin Farrell's in this movie. There's a whole bunch of people in there, but the cast table is like filling up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, like this is crazy. And my name tag is there, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, how did I sneak onto this table?
Nah, that's the universe.
It's like when
man.
you go to an award show and you see all the seats, and you're like, Lady Gaga, Bradley.
Yeah.
Where's my seat? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, my seat's all the way in the back. That
What-
makes more sense.
What was the movie called?
It was called Roman Israel Esquire. When I had initially got it and did the table read and everything, it was Inner City.
Okay.
I was waiting for him to show up, and then he finally shows up after everybody's at their seats, and I stepped up to go get some coffee or whatever, and he taps me on the back and was like, hey brother, can I get up in here? And I froze, and everything that I had prepped to say went out the window, and I was just like,
I'm sure he said often.
JoJo.
And
he's
12 hours
what?
later, he came to in his trailer.
Oh my God.
He had passed out in front of the whole cast.
Oh man.
I think people watch movies and TV shows and they just assume the whole cast, they must be best friends and they must hang out all the time. And I'm in music, so it's got to be different. When I play shows with another DJ or another music group, it's kind of like a big party, you know, because you're trying to just have fun on stage, and it is what it is. But with acting, you can't just get on stage and act a fool and like the crowd's gonna love it. You know what I mean?
I mean, people do it anyway,
right? But it's like I have certain cues that I know if I hit at a certain time in the set, I say, "Hey, put your hands up! Hey, everybody, jump!" They're gonna do it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
For acting, it's, you know, you're trying to be buddy with Denzel, hang out with him in the back. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to learn my lines, bro." Chill out.
The thing is, like, everybody has their own process, and like trying to, I guess, find a working compatibility with that is a difficult dance.
Some people are method actors. Some people, they have different processes.
And the thing is, like, the people who do get on a show or a film or whatever where everyone just clicks, it's so lucky. Yeah. Because it doesn't happen like that, man. And
did you get to interact with him in the movie, or you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because, like, initially I had came there to test or whatever for a different role. And then the director, Dan Gilroy, ended up giving that role to his nephew. And so, I mean, it was no, it was great. Like, he still paid me for everything that I would have been getting paid for that role. And then, like, you know, gave me a different character and everything like that, but still got to be in a scene with Denzel and still got to interact and everything. But
I feel like that's every young black actor's dream, to be with Denzel.
Oh, yeah, man.
Like, fuck.
And we, like, I mean, the days that we were actually shooting together, things were a lot better than that table read. Like, the nerves were gone. And, you know, we were just, like, shooting the breeze, man. Talking about his son, talking about football, talking about basketball. Totally. Like, he's such a down-to-earth dude. For
someone like Denzel, I imagine a table read has to be practice is for Allen Iverson. Talking about a table read. Dude, talking about a table read? I'm checked out.
He's intimidating at the table.
I bet. Shit.
The way that his script is broken down is so it's immeasurable, you know? Yeah. Like, he has so many notes on here, and he's like, he's in it. He's in it in the table read, when most people are just, like, you know, reading through the thing, trying to make sure everything flows right. Like, he was in character this whole time. But damn, you know, that's why he's Denzel.
Is this the one where he plays a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, with the glasses and the afro?
And he gained like 30 pounds for that.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
He's still fine.
It's I gotta gain 30 pounds. I don't know.
You need afro too.
Let me see if I could do it. It's like signing me up, but just pig out.
Dude, he got the nomination though, man.
Damn. Fuck.
But dude, it's funny because going from sort of that to, like, well, I guess I did Detroit before that, and then going to Arrow was like such a completely different adjustment.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it the other day, but the pacing of it is so different because we were watching some of your clips from Arrow, and everything's a punch. Everything's like a little punchline, CW, you know.
Yeah.
Whoa, what psych, turns out this happened, blah, blah, dun, dun, you know.
It's a level of intensity that never drops below, like, right here.
Because you have 7 to 10 minutes and then a commercial break, 7 to 10.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no room to breathe. There's no room to, let me explain my intent behind kicking your ass right now.
Yeah.
There's none of that. It's like
we have to stop this bomb from going off, and we only got these 44 minutes to do so. And it's like everything's like this until people can breathe at the last, like, 2 minutes of the episode.
Yeah. Would you say this show is the most physical acting that you have had to done? Because I saw you. Ever since I've known you've always been in great shape. And I was always a little jealous of that because we used to hang
out of here.
I was always ever since I was younger, I was always very health conscious and made sure I ate right. And we used to hang out 8 years ago, and you'd be eating McDonald's and French fries every day.
He was eating McDonald's.
And we'd be hitting the gym, and he's like
the
crushing
chicken nuggets is fire though.
I'm like, damn, JoJo ain't even trying, and he's just over here ripped. But then I saw you a few months ago on your Instagram, and you're doing these insane workouts, and that's when I was really jealous because you're doing like one-handed push-ups and
that's some black jeans.
What is it? The superhero push-up where you push up and put your hands out, or all this stuff, and you look the most ripped I've ever seen you. And I'm imagining that has to do with the training that goes and the expectations for being on a show like this. So like, oh, you're a superhero. So train like it. And it's expected, right?
When I ended up signing back onto the show, I looked at the cast and I'd rewatched all the seasons, and I was like, this is going to be a physically demanding show, and I'm going to need to lock it up. Because I was coming off of Nashville before then, and it was just like a bunch of singing and music and everything like that. And I was not in, superhero shape. So like literally all the videos that you saw was like me getting back into shape for Arrow. And even then, like, thank God we got dope ass stunt people, because half of the things that they were trying to get us to do, stuff like would have been impossible were it not for these people.
I know that the Arrow stuff, there's special effects and all that. But have you shot a bow and arrow before the show?
Oh yeah.
And then you practice with real ones.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
I posted a handful of videos of that too, just because I needed to authentically be able to fire. Are you pulling it up right now?
You already know that.
Yeah, and I think I was just so impressed because I've known you for 8 years. I just want to reiterate that a million times.
We used to live across the hall from each other.
Yeah, that's how we met. We lived in the same building across the hall, and
Sorry.
But when I saw this clip specifically, I was like, "Damn, you had to learn all of this, this choreo." And you're shooting people, kicking people's butt.
And
it's funny, they brought me up. This is the first time I appeared in the Arrowverse, but they brought me up like a week ahead of time, and it was just like archery lessons, like stunt lessons, and all this stuff, just for this like opening shot.
And they like dubbed over your voice too, right?
Yeah, but in this scene, like I'm supposed to have a deep voice, so I'm like doing the voice myself, and they're like, no.
It's supposed to be a
what are you doing here?
Some like Bane.
Like, we're gonna modulate.
Dark Knight.
Okay, here he comes. Here he comes.
Oh, that's Superman.
There you go. Got him. There he is.
So I'm assuming, because I don't know the full storyline, but you're a time traveler or something.
No.
Or they time traveled.
Basically,
some weird timeline issues going on here.
They retconned the timeline for this.
Because that guy talking to you, he was Superman.
Was he?
No, he
was
Superman.
He was
in
Superman.
the actual movie?
And then he was two movies of
I don't watch
Superman.
that shit.
So he ended up getting the role of the Atom, and they actually brought back his version of Superman for the last crossover they did.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like, oh, did you see that?
Yeah.
God, it was so good, man. I was supposed to be in that crossover. I don't want to spoil the show.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Don't spoil it.
I had a big episode in like the episode before the crossover, and I was doing the scenes for that, and they ended up having to like reschedule because like Ruby Rose got injured. So they had to, like,
so Ruby
shift
Rose is
things
Catwoman.
around.
She's Catwoman.
She's on that
now.
show?
So the interesting, I know you're not
No,
that
no
big
shit
of
about that.
You're not a big like comic book
Hell
person,
no.
but the
She
way they're
was
doing it on this,
Batwoman.
the way they're doing it on
Wow.
CW, which is really cool, is they have all these individual shows,
Yeah.
the DC shows. They have The Flash, they have Arrow, they have Legends of Tomorrow, and they also Agents of Shield. That's different.
Flash is the black one, right?
No, Flash is the Flash.
Oh,
Barry
okay.
Gordon.
There's a black one too, right? Like a black show of like black superheroes.
You might be
Black
thinking
Lightning.
of Black Lightning.
There we go.
Is that
Shit, right?
DC or?
Yeah.
That's DC. So they're all different shows, but they
Okay.
all have crossover events, and they're all in the same universe.
Okay.
So what he's saying is they had a big crossover event, and
Yeah.
It was
but
like
Ruby
5
Rose is
shows.
Catwoman now, so
That's
she
tight.
has her own show, and
Do your thing, girl.
yeah.
She I'm saying this now, but she actually like stepped down from the role.
Oh, okay.
And they just cast a black woman as the new
Heard
Catwoman.
that. I heard that.
Yeah.
Courtney Granberry, the new
You know
Catwoman.
what? I'm curious to hear about your experience in Detroit because I absolutely fucking loved that movie. Dude, was it so intense?
Man.
What
It's
role
funny,
did you
like,
play in that?
I was Morris,
Okay.
and I ended up becoming the new leader of the dramatics once what happened at the Algiers Motel incident happened to our like former lead singer Larry. That movie in itself was crazy to shoot, and it was unlike anything I'd ever filmed before. Like there was a script, but everything happened so sort of spontaneously while we were shooting. Like we never even got to see this script.
Where'd you guys shoot?
We shot most of it in Boston, and
Okay.
then the ending portions of the stuff in Detroit.
Okay.
I was gonna say, damn, fun fact.
You've seen it, yeah?
Detroit was shot in Boston.
Have you seen Detroit?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I saw that the ensemble won some awards.
Oh yeah, we
It
won
was
a couple of,
disturbing.
like NAACP awards and everything, and Image awards and stuff. But like, it's crazy how relevant it is now.
Seriously, dude.
And it's like doing something like that, and then seeing what is happening in the world right now has been like crazy. There's nothing else I can describe it as.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, it's always a discussion where if you're a minority and you're in something like acting or entertainment in general, it feels that it can be underrepresented. And we've talked about this before. Do you feel like that'll change with a lot of what's going on right now? Maybe there being opportunities. I know Jordan Peele has talked about it, saying, I'm not really interested in like casting white people. Like he
said that?
He's straight up just being like, I kind of just want to cast black people, you know, and obviously it is what it is, but I'm just saying, I think there's going to be more people that are going to want to diversify their casts.
And the thing is, like, I hope it does last, and I hope it does like change things in the long term, because Hollywood, in a sense, it has a trend of following the zeitgeist. So like whatever is the happening issue of the day, that is what you'll see changing for that year or the following year.
Yeah, totally.
And then it'll
Agreed.
change to something else. You know, it's just sort of like spokes on a wheel that are constantly turning, and whoever's on top at a certain instance, that's what the industry's trying to make and trying to put out there.
I also kind of look at it from the perspective of, because I'm in the music industry and I understand the business of it, of money being invested and people wanting to protect their investment. And when you have a movie, there's, you know, some of these movies are spending almost $1 billion on a movie, and they just don't want to take risks. So do you think that when something like a character maybe played by a black actor that they wouldn't normally...
What do you mean by take risks, though?
I'm saying for something that hasn't really been done a lot, and then once it happens, and then people accept it as, oh, this worked. Not only did it work, we made money.
And the thing is,
then do you think that kind of changed? Because at the end of the day, you got to follow the money, right? That's why people...
And that's why shit's fucked up. 'Cause
Right.
It's not about the money. You know what I'm saying?
and the thing is, like, I've been, I guess, in the process of shopping around screenplay, and they want to keep it in a place of just monetary value. Like, does this have value monetarily? Can we bring this overseas and make money? And it's one of the reasons why they don't have that many black-led movies, because they're like, okay, well, you know, black people don't perform well in like the Croatian
Right,
market.
it's all exactly. It's all like focus
And the thing is,
groups,
like,
and that's something I don't even think about globally.
You have like Black Panther that you can pull
Right.
from, and everything, and then they want to sort of discount that. It's just like, oh, well, it's just Marvel, you know. People watch it because it's Marvel, not because like, you know, this guy or Chadwick Boseman or whatever. So it's like, it is constantly trying to change the viewpoints and show the inherent value of this.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Denzel didn't win his first Oscar until Training Day, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's extremely fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Only because I've just seen Denzel in so many amazing movies.
Malcolm X,
Malcolm X is his best movie. Mississippi Masala, all the things that he's done, John Q, like, and the fact that they gave him an Oscar for being this typical stereotype drug dealer man who was executed at the end, it's crazy to me. It's sad to me. You know what I'm saying? It like fucks with your psyche a little bit.
Dude, it is. I mean, I can't remember who had that song, man, but it was talking about why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it.
Oh,
how
damn.
He had to let a white man pop it to get the Oscar.
Wow.
But
I've
it's
never
like,
heard that shit. I need to figure out who said that shit.
I want to say it's like, is it Why by Jadakiss? You guys heard
I'm
that
going to
song?
find out for you. Don't trip.
Yeah, we're gonna look that up.
I'm going to look that shit
Yo,
up.
that was like one of my favorite
Okay, so
songs.
how does it go again? Tell me again.
Why?
Why do you have to get popped?
Why Holly had to let a white man pop it to get the Oscar? Why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it?
Okay. Why Denzel? Yep, there it is. There it is. I found it.
Is it Why by Jadakiss?
It is. Yes, it is. Why by Jadakiss?
That song, like,
dude, I've
listen
never
to
heard
that
this song,
shit,
and I'm adding this.
It's so relevant still
That is
today.
so
It's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get to my favorite part of the podcast,
Yes.
and I'm gonna ask you some icebreaker questions just so people can get to know you better. don't feel pressured into giving a profound answer. Whatever comes to your head. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people think a lot. Okay, so top 3 favorite actors of all time.
Ooh, top 3 favorite actors of all time. It's funny we've been talking about him this whole time.
Yeah,
Denzel,
for sure.
He was like one of the people I was most excited to meet when I came out here.
Yeah.
Leo.
Absolutely.
Like he's been fortunate enough to, in my opinion, not make a single bad movie.
Yeah. What's your favorite Leo movie?
I like Inception.
I was gonna
say Inception too.
Good, man.
I like Christopher Nolan though, and I can't wait to see the
or Shutter Island too.
Denzel's son. Yeah.
Shutter Island. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That shit's
It's good,
heat,
man.
for sure. Okay.
Who's the third? Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hells yeah.
He's like the actor's actor.
Yeah.
You know, like everybody wants to commit to a role.
Abraham Lincoln Zombie Slayer, yeah.
Oh hell no.
Everybody wants to commit to a role like Daniel Day-Lewis does, but like people just can't. Like you can't put your whole being into something like he does.
Has he ever just gone for it and it just flopped? Like he committed to a character and you're like, nah, man.
I want to say, God, it was like 9 or something. Like the film was, I think itself was called 9. I can't remember what the name of this film is, but like he's definitely had a flop.
He went too far. He went too far with the character.
Okay, so if you could work with any movie director, who would it be?
Christopher Nolan.
Done.
Christopher.
So it shall be.
So what is it about him? Obviously, we know, for those that are listening, Christopher Nolan, he did Dark Knight Rises. He's about to do Tenet, which looks amazing. What else did he do? He did a couple all the big action.
Memento, that was the first thing that I saw.
Oh my God,
favorite
Memento.
movie that he did was actually The Prestige.
Oh, I love The Prestige.
Did you see that?
So good.
But it's like this idea of taking high concept and fleshing it out so perfectly, like nobody else in this town, in my opinion, does it like he does. And it's always he
has a really good way of building tension.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think
sure.
why The Dark
I agree with
Knight
that.
Rises was such a good superhero movie because it was most superhero movies are too straightforward, like here I am, I'm a Superman, blah blah blah. It's like Dark Knight, you're like he's like creeping around and like the long pauses and like where he's just Batman just staring at people, not saying anything, and you're like, what the hell is about to happen right now?
And the thing is, before he came and made that like Dark Knight trilogy, like superhero movies were campy, man.
Yeah, they were just cheesy.
I mean, it was about selling toys, and he was like, how about we make this about telling a story?
Yeah.
And killed it. It's still like one of the highest rated movies,
dude,
on IMDb.
Yeah, and he does a good job. Like you mentioned, The Prestige, which is an older movie.
I don't think I've seen that.
So
it's
it's really good. It's Christian Bale and why am I forgetting his name? Australian Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, and they're competing magicians in like the early 1900s or late 1800s.
Okay.
And you know, he does a really good job of just kind of building the tension throughout the movie and not giving away. Because I like to dig deep into movies and think of them in an intellectual way, and most of the time I can just guess what's going to happen in movies, like too easily. You're just like, okay, I know what's going to happen.
And the thing is, you watch so many movies, like when you're out here, that seeing something that's different and sort of keeps you guessing to the end is like, yes, take my money.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite movie?
My favorite movie is not by him. My favorite movie is City of God.
Okay. Oh, is it the Brazilian?
Yeah.
Dude, so fucking good.
It's called City of God.
City of God.
Okay.
It's funny. It was the first movie that I saw that was like unbelievably good, that the main character sort of looked like me.
Yeah.
And I just really, it really is
important.
Like I really connected with him. I connected with him, and I was like, hey, like this could be me living through this.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was something that you felt when you worked with Denzel, because I've had those moments being 14 years old, wanting to do music, paying $10 to go see a show in St. Louis, and meeting Skrillex when he was 16, opening for Motion City Soundtrack, playing in a Screamo band before he became Skrillex, and then later on in life being like, oh, I met this person, it humanizes them.
Yeah.
They are a normal person. They're not some freak that's doing something ungodly that no one else can do. They just they just put their mind to it and focused and did it. Yeah. So when you meet someone like Denzel, does that normalize it for you of, okay, I saw his process. You saw his process at the table read. Yeah. You saw the detail he was doing. I could do that.
Like I could get there. You know,
exactly.
I could get to this place. It's not like these sort of higher beings are creating this stuff. Like I can bridge the gap.
Possible. 100%.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I'm thinking, man, back to when we first met. You know, all the way back when we lived across the hall from each other. And like the music that you have been doing was like completely different from this music that you're doing now. And I mean, you know, feel free to chime in here, but I remember we having a conversation and you were like, I've been looking like sort of down the line at what type of artist has the longest career, like has the longevity, and like what kind of music is sort of universal. And it was the music that you're creating now. And you were like, I'm thinking about pivoting. I'm thinking about, you know, changing things up and you know, forming.
Yeah, and then it happened. We have an interesting story.
How long has it been since you guys know each other?
Yeah, we've known each other for about 8 years now.
Damn.
Yeah. Which I think
a lot in LA.
I tell a lot of people this: if you meet in LA, and then 8 years later you still fuck with that person, like on a full respect and just full like I want to be around this person. Yeah. That's a real friend, you know, because there's so many people you feel like you have to maintain good relationships in LA. Yeah. Right. Like, let me just be cool with this person. I'm not trying to burn any bridges. Yeah. So when it's not like that, and it's just like we have no reason to be friends. we don't work together. No, I'm saying right. We work in completely different industries. Yeah. You've never done any acting for me. I've never done any music for you. We're just friends. Like there's no business between us. You know what I'm saying? So. That's what it's in LA of all towns. That's like a true friendship. But when we first met, we lived in the same building, and my mom was nice enough to give me her old minivan that she didn't want anymore. So I drove that 33 hours from St. Louis, Missouri to LA, and that was my car, a Ford Windstar 2003. The automatic doors, the DVD player that popped up the front, it was banging.
She was hard.
It was banging. So JoJo came out here and he had all these auditions, and I just thought it was so cool that you had these auditions. Yeah. Like you were just in passing.
I came to a couple of the auditions.
I took you to the audition because you needed a ride, and I just remember thinking it was so cool because we would just be talking and passing. And like, oh, what are you doing today? Oh yeah, like I have an audition for this movie or this thing. And one of the things was the Power Rangers. And you're like, yeah, I have an audition for Power Rangers, but I don't have a ride. I was like, oh, I'm in on this. I'll give you a ride, but I'm auditioning. That's what I told. I made him a deal.
That's a friend for sure.
I was like, we'll both I'll give you a ride to whatever audition you want to go to.
You audition too?
But I'm gonna audition. That was the deal. Yeah. So every audition I would take JoJo to, I would just jump in, and some of them were fun, like the Power Rangers thing. Like it kind of made sense. But there was someone that obviously you got asked to do, and the part would be reading for a black gang member right now, and I would just jump up and be like,
fuck?
"Yo, man, like what's up?" Like, just trying my best, just like I don't know what I'm doing. Like let's just try it out, you know?
Oh God! And here's I don't know. You've probably seen pictures of young Matt.
Yes,
but before he started like shaving his head, like he was Dave Franco.
Yeah,
like,
kind of looked like Dave Franco.
I agree.
After this is that you put a side by side picture of young Matt and Dave Franco, and you got like mistaken for him.
Yeah, a couple times. I actually did a couple times.
Really?
Yeah, and
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Is that the same time? Is that the same time period though?
Huh?
Dave Franco or which is the younger brother?
Dave Franco's the younger brother. He's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
God, man. But like, do you ever think about that, sort of where you are now and like where we started?
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up, because I want people to know you can move to LA, not really know anybody, not even have a car to get to your auditions, and just keep grinding, and then you're gonna get in a movie with Denzel and get on one of the biggest CW shows.
Heard that.
You know? And Nashville is a huge show as well, which my sister's like a big fan of that show. So when you were on that show, I was no way. So
yeah,
you got to check it out, because people underestimate about you that you're actually very musically talented too.
Oh yeah,
because you can sing. We heard you the other day.
Sings, plays guitar. So it's kind of interesting that you jump around so many different types of roles. Yeah, you do the Nashville one where you're kind of expected to have those songs on deck, be ready to sing, be ready to do this, and then go into an era where they would never, that character would never just jump out and song and dance.
Yeah.
That would never happen with that character. So
it's funny because like each one of them are sort of demanding in different ways. And with Nashville, like they would have us, all the songs were original. So like they would send us a song maybe like 4 days before we actually had to perform the scene with the song in it. So like we'd be learning the scenes.
Man, that seems like a lot of
It's
pressure.
like such a loser. I don't even know about Nashville.
A guitar coach would come because like they would record it and like have playback and everything, but they wanted you to play it live. So they wanted you to play it live and then have the playback just in case they needed it. So like day one, get the song, get the scene. Day two, guitar person comes over there and teaches you what the notes are, what the tabs are for the song, and then you like learn the scene, and then you record it on the third day, and then the fourth day is when you shoot.
This is a singing show?
No. So
okay.
so Nashville, it's a drama, but it's about the music industry in Nashville. So
Okay.
Have you seen Empire?
I have.
It's like the country empire.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
So it's starring Hayden Panettiere, and there's a bunch of other
Connie Britton.
big actors on there.
Tight.
And then like Arrow is like the exact same thing, only instead of learning songs, it's like fight choreography.
Right, yeah. That seems, if I were going to do acting or something like that, I think that would be something that would interest me the most, is just learning random fight choreo and just grunting at people.
Said every guy ever.
Just sounds fun. And just working out, like, I'm preparing for a role, just working out in the gym nonstop.
It's funny because like you'll have scenes and you're beating up like 6 or 7 people, and you're like, any one of these people could kick my ass. Like I know that. Like this guy, like I'm doing a flip, and like he's like
all the stunt guys,
doing 3 flips on the way to the ground, and it's like
it's whoever whoever like the villain grunts are. They're actually black belts, like all of them. They're all stuntmen. They can do flips and break.
Like every random henchman who's getting his like ass kicked by the hero is like a 3rd-degree black belt.
Yeah.
Got him. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you another one. So your first childhood crush. It could be celebrity if you don't want to get personal.
No, it was a celebrity.
Okay.
Kiera.
We love you, Kiera, girl.
I had like the biggest crush on Megan Good from My Cousin Sierra.
Oh yeah. I remember that show.
Right, and like
That was a good show.
like the nerdiest person in that show, and like
She's hot though.
I don't know, I was like a kid nerd, and I was like, this is it. Like this is.
She's one of the probably most unanimous people that they're like, yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, for sure, across the board.
Because most people have
every
types, and
ethnicity's
they're like, I don't know.
No, she's fire. 100%.
She's hot.
Body, face, everything fire.
It's probably her attitude that puts it over the top.
It's her lips too.
Yeah, because some girls are really hot, but they're annoying, and it ruins it. It ruins it for you. She's never really come off as annoying. You know what I mean? Well, not to me. Where it's ruined it for me. Not.
Like
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Okay. For sure.
I'm gonna switch to this tea right here.
Okay. Your favorite role that you've ever played?
It's funny. It would have to still be Detroit.
Wow.
It's fine, and even though I was probably on there for maybe a month and a half, so it wasn't my longest role, but that movie ruined me for other projects. It was like doing something that you immediately felt so gratified doing,
connected to,
and even the sort of press run of the film, it was all about giving back to the community and doing a charity work in Detroit and just trying to say something.
Yeah.
The film had a message, and it was such a poignant one. And then going from that to doing things that were strictly for entertaining people, it kind of like, it didn't deflate me, but it kind of made me want to get back to that, want to get back to telling the stories that did have that impact that Detroit did. Which is funny because the thing that most people know me for are from Nashville or from Arrow and everything. But it was like, man, if I could just get back to telling these really, really profound stories, like that would.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's everybody. Look at Robert Downey Jr. doing so many amazing movies, and it's like Iron Man. That's what he's gonna go down at, you know. Chadwick Boseman, who's Jackie Robinson, you know, all these great roles before Black Panther, you know. So it is what it is. It's just different fan bases and different demographics. But I'm kind of curious about Detroit because I'm really into team sports. I love doing team projects because I feel like it's more fulfilling when you achieve something because you realize you did it together.
Yeah.
Was that how it felt with that crew? I could imagine doing something like Arrow or even Nashville. People have personal agendas and they're worried about how they look on camera. They're worried about their original, like, individual brand. But Detroit, there was maybe a couple like standout stars in the movie, but it was about an ensemble. It was about a city and about the culture within that.
It was definitely an ensemble cast. And the thing is, like, most of the projects that you come on to, especially if it's a TV show, like, for me personally, it's been a show that's like already sort of found its legs and found its rhythm, and you're just trying to like adjust to that. So you come in and you won't know anybody, but they'll all know each other and have their own inside jokes and their own, like, you know, and then you just sort of find your place in that family. But starting Detroit, everybody came in at the same time. Like, we all tested together. Like, we were all had this strong bond with each other. And literally, I don't know if any photos exist of it, before every scene we shot, before every day on set, we would all get together and just pray that, you know, we did justice to the story. So it was like the first time and the only time that's ever happened on anything that I've worked on.
Hell
but
yeah.
all of us coming together.
Black love.
Yeah, it's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like
to
it.
God.
Yeah.
Literally.
And I guess that has that idea of focused on the end goal.
Yeah.
Kind of takes it to that other level of what you're saying. Whereas if you're doing a TV show and they're just focused on that episode that week and trying to hit a certain number of ratings, there's no, okay, what's the...
Yeah.
Well, also, I feel like something like Detroit is so meaningful for our culture. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like superhero stuff is, it's cool. It's like entertaining. But when it comes to things like that and you're black and you're in it, like, that is a fucking blessing, dude.
And the thing is, like, talk about things sort of coming in waves. Like, at that time, the Black Lives Matter movement was really, really kicking off. Yeah. So you were seeing all these protests. And I think while we were shooting was when sort of Philando Castile happened. But after that film, like, all of the white cast in the movie, they went to other movies. And all of the black cast went to different TV shows because there weren't a lot of movies being made that told, like, black stories. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, it made me want to sort of pick up a pen and write more and be more active in the creative side of things. But
right, yeah, because we kind of had this conversation too of taking things into your own hands, and you know, things are kind of leveled out in a way where you can create your own product. You can buy a camera and you can make stuff cheaper than you could before, and now we're seeing it with all these streaming services, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. So there's seems like there's more opportunity and there's more places, but maybe they're not as high budget.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, watching, it's funny because, you know, we're both in different respective industries, but like watching you sort of take your career into your own hands really inspired me to do the same. And, you know, you being like, we don't need to rely on the studio systems or record labels and everything.
Yeah, look at Tyler Perry. He bought his own studio.
Yeah. You know, one thing I will say that I'm really proud of is, like, Daniel Kaluuya and you and Lakeith Stanfield and the idea of dark-skinned men being popular now. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of fucking colorism in the world. And, like, I just think it's so beautiful. Like, Queen and Slim, dude. Like, that black love, dude, that shit was unreal to me. So I just am glad that things are changing now.
And the thing is, like, as a kid, I kind of felt like because I was dark-skinned and because, like, even other black people would sort of clown you on that like,
that's interesting that you had that perspective.
And the thing is, like, that was why City of God meant so much to me. Yeah. Because, like, it was a kid who looked like I did as a kid. And I was like, man, like, dude, I am important. You know,
that
I
fucking
am
William
someone
Lynch
worthy of a
shit,
story.
that self-hatred shit that was like, it's in the black community is so fucked up. It really is. It's like, even being a girl who's light-skinned, it's like, I was definitely treated different by girls who were dark skinned. Do you know what I'm saying? But like, it wasn't their fault. It was just the way that people were treating me. And I maybe it created a sense of jealousy, but it's like, it's a fucked up world in the black community,
since
man.
Slavery, it's been
Literally,
like light
man.
skin versus dark skin.
And you know, I don't know that people know that though. Like people who aren't black, I don't know if they really understand that this is like a problem in our community. It really is.
I think to a lot of white people, it seems weird. It seems, why are you hating on each other? But it's different. It's a different perspective. And I was curious from your perspective. You grew up in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh no, I was in Northern Kentucky.
Northern Kentucky. So do you think that had anything to do with that pressure on you of, man, I'm dark skinned and I feel different for being dark skinned?
Well, what's the demographic? Is there a lot of black people? I'm not really even sure.
The demographic is changing. When I went to school, there was maybe like 20 black kids in my school.
Oh shit! Okay.
And we
How many
were
people you had
all
in
like,
school?
Do you mean mixed black kids or like actual full black kids?
Oh, it was like
Half
spectrum.
half. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
But like we were all either related to each other or
Wow.
like friends or something. But even that is sort of, it's weird to describe because like
Kentucky's pretty conservative. I've been there.
When you're living through it, it doesn't seem like there's a problem. You know,
Right.
it just is what it is. You know, you're like, things are fine. But then looking back on it is when you sort of have that clarity of like, this wasn't okay. You know, my high school, our mascot was Confederate soldier. He's like a rebel. And our school was the Rebels.
Oh, cool.
Like maybe.
Hell nah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Fuck you up.
Literally like maybe 15 years before I went to that school, the colors of the school were the Confederate flag. And then that ended up changing to like light blue, but it was still like a rebel soldier. And then just recently, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, they finally like got rid of the rebel and changed it to something else. But you don't realize anything's like sort of repressive about that when you're in it. You know, you're just like, this is the world in which I exist in. And then it's only sort of after the fact that you're like, I should have said something. Like I should have, I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah. How many people did you have in your school?
I would say maybe like 500, 600.
Oh, okay.
It was like, it was an okay size school. It wasn't like, you know,
Right.
a mega school. I think my class was 200 or something.
Yeah, I remember
Same.
going to school in O'Fallon, Missouri, suburb. People pulling up with their trucks, parking lot, Confederate flags draped in the back.
Yep.
And nobody even talked about it. Nobody even, I recognized it, but I didn't recognize it as anything. It didn't seem like they were trying to start any sort of fights or anything. It was just something that, oh, those are the hick kids in the school. Those are the kids that live in the boonies.
And it's one of those things that like, it's sort of out of context, you don't associate with anything. You don't like sort of consider the implications of it.
Yeah, and I think it does
it.
mean different things to different people. So it is what it is. But it's kind of, Kentucky seems it's the South. Like I always forget Kentucky's the South. Like we're in the Midwest, and it's different over there. Like when I was over there, people would look at me weird, and it's like, what? Okay, because I'm
really
because you're tan.
I'm tan. I look like it could be.
Tan.
I had somebody yesterday came up to me and they're like, "Hey, do you know what this means?" And it was all in Spanish. I'm like, I'm not Spanish, man.
People think you're Middle Eastern all the time.
People think I'm Middle Eastern. Yeah, people always ask me, and I'm just white, man. Bro. I'm Irish.
You're growing out a decent beard.
Beard, the quarantine beard, making me look like.
It sort of makes you look
exotic.
ambiguous. Like I don't know what you are right now.
Did you experience racism? Because like where I came from is Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is like predominantly white, but I feel like everybody's pretty cool. Was that how it was for your high school? Was everyone cool, or was it like clear that motherfuckers was not fucking with black people?
Like if you got any racism, it was in like a weird sort of isolated incident that like, you know, people would immediately like address.
Okay.
Whatever. I guess the issue of things now is that sort of systematic racism and also that sort of subtle cultural racism that you get.
Subtle
racism. They don't even know about that.
They don't know about that shit. That's
They
new
don't know
shit.
about that yet.
That's coming
That's that
2021.
new shit, boy.
That's the next fight. God, but there's so many instances that I could look back on that I just accepted as this is how life is meant to be, or this is how life is, that then once you've had distance from it, you're like, I didn't have to take that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did. And sort of every interaction that I've had with cops has been like, me just trying to get out of situations and I guess accepting things as they are. Cause my parents raised me knowing that like black people get killed by the cops.
Yeah.
So like, always be on your P's and Q's, always be well behaved when you're in front of the cop, and be like as crystal clear with every movement that you do with them as you can. And so when instances happened, I just thought this is what's always happened. Like,
right.
This is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
It's funny because I didn't realize that other people didn't get anxiety around the cops until I was in college. And like, I think my right friend was just like, hey, dude, get the fuck out of my face or whatever. And I was like,
hell? Doesn't
like,
exist
oh,
in
was
our
that
world.
hard?
Hell no.
You were in the car and you're like, chill, man, chill.
Like, it was like,
Be cool,
dude,
man, be cool.
I swear to God. And the thing is, like, to like someone who doesn't have that anxiety, and I don't know if you feel that way or not.
No,
You
it's
don't
never
get pulled over.
To them,
No,
it's like seeing a mailman.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's just it's not taught to you from your parents. No white kids' parents are saying, make sure you be careful around them.
Well,
cops.
why would they?
It's just
Why would they?
It's a general of just be respectful. It's not like, be extra careful around cops because they might be on some fuck shit.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, dude, from the time I started driving, like, I want to say a week after I was like got my license or whatever, I got pulled over by like 3 cops or whatever. Wow. And to me, it was because I was like
just a routine
nervous.
stop.
Like I was like super duper nervous when I was like, I just gotten my license or whatever. But I think that nervousness sort of
translated differently.
Like, what's this guy up to?
I think I remember
like,
getting pulled over like a lot when I first started driving too. It's like the cops like, what's up with this guy? He's driving 40 and a 60.
Doing that shit now too.
What are you doing? He's up to something.
What's up with that minivan?
Yeah. Okay. No, I got pulled over once in LA in my Ford Windstar. Fully dressed head to toe as Superman, had the cape and everything, on my way to a gig.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, I forgot about that job.
I think it was a similar situation where I was kind of lost. I was looking for this party, for this kid's birthday party. I got paid like $60 an hour. So for me, I was
fire.
Like, I'm making money, man. I was like, whatever. And I was like looking for it. So I was driving real slow, probably like 10 miles per hour in whatever neighborhood. I get pulled over. I'm like, yeah, so obviously I'm on my way to a gig. Am I good? And he was like, yeah, you're good. He just kind of laughed to like let me go. But
the odd jobs that we used to do when we first came out here, and I don't know if like, you've already talked about this in a previous interview or anything, but like you personally, when we lived across the hall with each other, I think you had like a 1-bedroom with 3 other musicians than you. I had a 2-bedroom with like 5 other actors. So it was 6 of us in a 2-bedroom and like 4 of you guys in a 1-bedroom who just like lived across the hall from each other. It was, I did catering jobs.
Hell yeah.
Like
Hell yeah.
That's how you do it. And for you guys, I mean, I was just jacking auditions from you, so I can imagine your roommates are like, yo, who you auditioning for? Oh, yeah, I know that casting director. I know this.
Let me get up in there.
Yeah, it kind of motivates you to be in a creative space like that and seeing what other people are doing and being like, oh, okay, I could do that. And, and that's the difference. Like, I'm from St. Louis, you're from Minnesota, and that's what I was missing there. I was the most driven to doing music. I wanted to do it every day, and everyone else was like, yeah, I don't know, like, it's that kind of attitude. So then when you get here and you're fresh on the scene, you're fresh in LA, and you got 3 other people that are down to work as hard as you, then you're like, oh, cool, I can even go harder.
Yeah.
I can even go harder than I was before. Cool.
And
let's do it.
Like, that's why like I have not left this area yet, because it's that hunger that you have from young artists that like keeps you inspired, keeps you like fighting and eating and trying to, trying to continue growing. Cause like maybe like 5-10 years from now, I want to go out by, the beach. I want to live by Venice, or I want to live in like Malibu or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it's like that the vibes there are so different, it's more mellow. The people there have already made it, and they're just like trying to relax and enjoy life and have their families and everything. But it's like, I want to live there, but I don't want to lose that hunger just yet. Like, I need that hunger.
I get that. Hell yeah.
You got to keep making new goals to push you further, because once you accomplish them, then you're like, now what?
Right.
It's like, oh, my goal, I wanted to get on the radio, and it's like, okay, I got on the radio.
Yeah.
Now what do I do? Now it's lockdown. I guess I'll start a podcast. I don't know.
You know what I'm curious to know? Have you set any boundaries of what roles you will take and what you won't? Like, for instance, a Moonlight role, or like playing Tyler Perry, like dressing up as a woman. How do you feel about that?
Will you dress up as a woman for us right now?
No.
Boy, bye.
I don't feel comfortable dressing up as a woman.
Okay.
But like, I feel like that in a sense, that might be enough to, get me canceled,
No, but you know what though?
But
there is a certain level of exploitation I feel like they make black men go through. Which, if we talk, you know what I'm saying? If we talk about that realm. But yeah, no, I understand.
I auditioned for Moonlight. And I think that same casting team also brought me back for like The Hate You Give and everything. But it all depends on sort of the role and the story.
Yeah.
Because I've turned down things or whatever where they were like that, and I've like really, really fought for things that were like that. And it all comes down to like, what is the context of what's happening in the story?
Got it.
And is it something that like I feel compelled to do, or I feel like I want to tell this story?
Yeah. That's good to know, because, I feel like I know a lot of actors who just will take whatever and like, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
No.
And so for it to be meaningful to you, I feel like that means a lot. That's tight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you're not like a Nick Cage situation,
Boy.
It's the greatest actor of our time.
I
go back actually to like my list of top 3 actors and put Nick Cage on that list.
Yeah.
Because he's just.
Look,
he's been committed.
He's a great example of just
gone in 60 seconds.
It's a numbers game,
It's a numbers game.
Just
man.
get out there, just
he's
do
got
it.
An Oscar.
Just
Does
do
he?
it.
Yeah.
For what?
Leaving Las Vegas.
I don't think I've seen that.
I haven't seen it either, but
I do like it.
I know
though.
he committed to that role.
Yeah, man. Just go out and do it,
It's a numbers game, man.
Don't overthink
it's a numbers game.
One last question. One country.
Oh, it's over.
Oh, no.
This is it.
No, it doesn't have to be. I was saying the questions that I wanted to
Finally
ask
sinking
you.
in.
What country do you have to visit before you die?
I really want to go to Japan.
Ooh.
I love the culture. I love the fashion. I love the art, the stories that they tell. I'm sure you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just there in November.
I hate you guys.
If you ever go, I'm
Really
gonna put you on all the fire food spots. Don't trip.
It's funny because I was talking to you about this too, and I think it was when I was doing Detroit and Nashville, because they were shooting at the same time. So I had to go to Boston, to Nashville, to Detroit in like a week and a half or whatever. And I'm like, how do you travel to different countries on a tour? Because I'm exhausted right now. And you're like, I'm with all my friends. Like this.
It's the party, man. It's just I think anything your body and your mind adjust. I remember one of the first shows we did, we flew to Chicago, and it was like we land, we have like 3 hours in the hotel, and then we perform. I threw up before the show because I was just nervous, and the flight kind of messed me up. And then, 6 months later, you're like, oh yeah, this is every week for me, whatever.
Going to Japan,
flying.
And I fly to
Oh, I'm on an 8-hour
South
flight,
Korea.
whatever. Yeah, if it was under 10 hours, flight was nothing to me.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, unless you're doing a flight to Brazil or Dubai, it's nothing.
It's funny because we were just like both in Dubai.
Yeah.
Like
so tell Courtney what you did in Dubai, because I think that is the funniest thing.
Okay, which thing? Because I did like literally everything that there is in Dubai. Are you talking about the like ATVing in the desert?
Oh, that's tight.
Oh man,
fuck yeah, that's a vibe.
We had booked this like ATV tour in the desert and just doing some dune bashing and everything, and we went there to get our equipment. And like the first thing I saw on the wall was like Matt's picture, like right here.
Oh my
or
god!
something.
Did you do that?
Yeah, it's crazy. The month before, we just happened in the entire country of Dubai. I'm sure there's tons of places you can go dune bashing.
Right.
And he goes to the same exact spot we went like
Wow.
a few weeks before that.
Damn.
And our pictures on the wall just pointing
No way.
finger guns at JoJo, just like,
Hell yeah.
haha, you're gonna have fun today.
Damn.
It's funny because like I didn't see the videos that you guys had like shot there until you had posted them. But I think you posted them when I came back. But literally, there were like 10 different things that we did.
Yeah, he did the penguins, all that.
Penguins,
Oh, cute.
like we did the snowboarding and the skiing and everything. You snowboard or ski?
I did snowboarding in Dubai.
Nobody
Did you?
skis, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I
They
didn't
have,
know this.
they have an indoor snowboarding
Okay.
thing. It's also where the penguins are.
But nobody skis anymore.
I was kind of scared to do the dune bashing things.
Oh, really?
We kept stalling on the dunes, and it would just because we had some sort of manual transmission. I was like, I've never drove a manual before, and it's an ATV, and you're going up the sand, and you just get stuck, and you slide back. It's kind of, I don't know,
Dude,
it's different. It's different.
You were following the tour person, right? Are you following who?
No, there was just somebody watching us, and when we get stuck, they would kind of help us out, like take over.
Oh, you had free reign.
Oh yeah, we had free reign. Yeah.
Dude, I was following this guy through the desert, and we just like had to go where he went, but like he gunned it at like 80 miles an hour.
That was the thing.
And we're just like, Jesus Christ.
When you went up the dune, if you kind of took your pedal off a little bit, you would get stuck.
Yeah.
Like you really had to gun it all the way up to get over the hump, and you kind of get this vertical.
Yeah.
So you feel like I don't want to gun it. I'm gonna like tip backwards right now. So, but yeah, these guys obviously they do it every day, so they're just like, oh, whatever, no big deal. Just gun it right here.
But did you have fun? How long were you guys there?
We were just there for a couple of days. We played a show, one day off just to explore, and then flew back.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. I love it.
The flight itself
Good
is like
February
a
6th.
day.
If you time, so the flight is about 15 to 17 hours. So if you're strategic and you time it right, you just sleep the whole 15 hours, and then you wake up and you're like, good to go. I'm well rested. Here we go, LA.
Oh my God. I like, it was like right in the beginning of coronavirus happening. So like I had my mask on the whole time. And like, luckily I bought like a crap load of masks before I took the trip because I was like, I don't want to play around with this. And like now I have like 40 masks or whatever. Yeah. So I divvied them out to my family, my girlfriend's family and everything. But like, I was ahead of this.
Yeah. I think that people don't realize the whole Corona thing really hits the entertainment industry hard. And we were kind of talking before this, all of your auditions are self-taped now. And I know maybe last week, a week ago, maybe a week and a half, they just announced that film production is essential work.
Yeah.
So just explain how different that is for us, because I'm a musician. I just went from playing 2 or 3 shows a week.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything in 4 or 5 months. Just chilling, man. Just chilling.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like for you guys, and I don't know, you stop me if I'm wrong, but like the shows are like the most exciting part of being a musician. I'm not a musician,
Right.
but I'd imagine like that's where the love is. Like when you're standing in front of a bunch of screaming fans who are all there.
It's motivating to create a song and then you play, especially if you're DJing, to play a new record and just see how people react and you get that feedback and kind of be like, oh, cool. They like this record live. People like this record streaming, whatever it is. So when that gets taken away, it's just you. You're just, okay, I like it. Hopefully other people like it. You have no frame of reference.
Yeah. And you get the streams, but it's like people out there singing the words that you guys wrote.
Yeah.
It's got to be nothing like it.
Yeah, and even just people coming up to us and saying, oh, this is my favorite song, that's my favorite song, or this is my favorite part of the set, or whatever, you know. I look at DJing similar to how stand-up comedians work out their sets, where every time I do a new DJ set, it becomes obvious of how I can tighten it up. So the more I can get the reps in, the better it will become.
Yeah.
So when you take that away, I'm not even going to work on a DJ set until stuff opens up. There's no point.
You're gonna be nervous again.
I could try to make the cool. Yeah. No, I won't be nervous. I won't be nervous. It's just, I don't know. it's like I could make the best DJ set right now by myself and like, oh, cool, this is something that I love, but I have no idea if people are actually vibing to it.
Yeah.
Like, you can play it for me.
Yeah, I just play it for
You
Court.
play it for
So
me.
she vibes. Just
With,
DJ for us.
with us, it is like studios are still trying to figure out how to come back. And we talked about this before, where it's like, just like you have sort of found that like creative niche to where you guys can make music and you don't need the studio systems. Like you can create a top quality song like with a handful of studio equipment and a room, and that's all you need, and you can put it out there and the world can like.
Yeah, you told me you were working on some more independent stuff.
Yeah, but like
Maybe
the
tell me about
market
that.
itself is changing, and I feel like there's going to be this large surge in guerrilla filmmaking, and you know the networks, the studios, or whoever, they're still going to need shows and content to put out there, so they're going to be buying, and a lot of people are trying to create their own like quarantine films and everything.
We need to make a horror film together.
A horror film.
Because I've been thinking this for years, but if you can just pick one location, one fire location, and think of a concept where you can do a whole movie in that one location.
Oh yeah.
How much? It's not going to cost that much. I got the equipment. We got a great actor. We got another great actor over here. We got great model. I don't know. I was just saying. We could make something fire. Look at Saw. Saw was a huge movie and it was just in one location.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
And I don't want to I don't want to spill anybody's like ideas or everything, but a lot of people are working on these sort of self-contained movies and everything.
Yeah.
I read a script that was like literally 3 people in a house, and it was like sort of this love triangle that was happening, and I was like, this is an amazing script. And then there was another one about this. It's literally like one girl in her house, and she's sort of going through this mental breakdown. I can't even say it without giving away the whole sort of thing. But basically, it's a Hollywood starlet in a sort of in the midst of a scandal, like where her PR team is telling her to like hide out in her home and like don't. And then she starts like losing her mind on taking all the like antidepressant drugs and like
it's like Jimmy Kimmel. He's like, I'm gonna go on a vacation for 3 months.
But it's like it's a psychological thriller, and like everybody's doing.
It's like, how do we make a movie during quarantine and during lockdown and with less than 10 people?
And the thing is, like, people who are creative, man, like they can't stop. Like I'm sure you can't stop writing songs and like making music and everything. Like it's hard to not be creating something when this is like literally what you've staked your life behind. Yeah,
there was a couple months where I wasn't really creating anything and I was depressed. I was straight up depressed. So that's how me and her did the first few episodes of the podcast.
Oh, nice.
And it was like,
we needed something. We're like going crazy.
Yeah, after we did 10
but
cooking,
it's good that something cool came out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Oh, you were cooking?
No, we did like 10 cooking TikToks.
I'm like, oh, you was cooking?
She would cook, I would film.
I was like, I didn't get to go on the cooking one. Like, dang, I'm hungry.
Next time, for sure. We got you.
Yeah, JoJo can eat.
Yeah, I got you. Just not spicy food.
I can't eat spicy food.
Got it.
But no, when you took a little bathroom break, but I was basically convincing JoJo.
Damn, you gonna blast me? Damn, okay, shit.
She was taking like a fat. No,
oh, wow, I've been drinking tequila, motherfucker. I'm just fucked out.
I was just saying,
I'm
basically convincing JoJo we just need to get on that horror film,
Yo, were you talking about the movie that we saw that we watched?
I didn't tell him about that movie, but
what did you guys watch?
We could do it.
What was it called?
So there's this movie called The Rental.
The Rental.
It's a smart concept because they basically get an Airbnb, and then stuff just kind of goes downhill after they get the Airbnb. But the whole movie is in the one location, the one Airbnb that they rent. Small cast, probably 6-7 cast total.
Yeah.
And that was the whole movie. And I'm watching this, me, I'm very technical. I like to break everything down. When I'm listening to music, I'm like, oh, they're doing this chord progression and that. And the verse is this long. And when I watch movies, it's the same way. Now that I have my own camera and I've been getting into that, it's like, oh, cool. This is how they shot that. This is how you could shoot that. This is how they're doing that, you know. And when you watch those kind of movies, you're like, you could actually make this movie for pretty cheap.
Yeah. Have you guys shot any of your own videos?
So yeah, I've had my Red camera for about 3 years, and we'll use that on our music videos and stuff. Oh, nice. And we'll also use it for live performance edits and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like the videos of your performances are amazing. Definitely. Is there? What is it? What did you make me here? What is this drink?
Tequila. You want some more?
If I could.
Yep. Oh yeah. Gotcha. You want to pass it to me?
Oh yeah, please.
But yeah, I kind of wanted to
sinking in now.
You've been getting into
the rhythm of this interview.
Yeah, for sure.
Relax. Yeah, you chilling now. You big chilling.
It's hidden now.
With the homies. You good.
The cocktails are hidden different now.
So you've been writing scripts.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that, because that's kind of new for you.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's an adjustment. And in the industry, like people, I have a huge team behind me, and you know they're supportive, but they always want you to sort of stick to what's bringing in the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like even this, it's like been a little bit of a pushback where it's like, hey, like why would you do this? You know, like you're working. You know, just keep doing that. But I had started writing after Detroit, basically, because I went out there and there were like maybe 7 films going on that year that like had roles that I could get. And so I was like, man, there's just not enough for the amount of Black actors that are out there. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna write. The first thing that I wrote was this true story about a heist, and I had worked with a couple people who had done the heist. But then, like, as crazy as it sounds, like there's a production team that had found these guys when they were in jail for the heist and got the rights while they were in jail to tell the story. So then we were going through like contracts. So we're like, oh, dude, we can't even make this movie. And like we had already written the script. We would have to sort of buy back the rights in order to make this movie. But like I was like, I don't want anything that's sort of encumbered by another production company or you know, have to like pay someone to tell this story. So I moved on to another thing. And that was like kind of heartbreaking. But in this thing now, it's like a completely original story that I'm writing. It's some sci-fi elements to it, but the whole thing is this like grounded character piece about, I guess in a nutshell, like an artist seeking greatness.
Hell yeah.
Think Whiplash, think Black Swan, sort of that, but like seeking greatness in their field and then losing themselves to that.
Love it.
Yeah, if you have a really good script, it doesn't need to be a crazy, huge budget. Mm-hmm. You know, it seems that's always the balance. Like, cool, you want to make a Marvel movie and some of the talking and dialogue is a little cheesy, but it still makes a ton of money. Okay, it's going to cost $1 billion. You know what I mean? Because it's all going into the special effects and just the visuals of it versus the actual dialogue. So if you can really take the time to make an amazing script with great dialogue that keeps you entertained, that you don't need a ton of sets or a ton of production or any of that. So,
and I feel like the best movies are the ones that sort of happen through adversity, you know, where you have to like find your way around having these limitations or having like, you know, a very small budget and everything. Like it has to be done through story, you know, it has to be done through like these characters because this is all I got. And I don't know, the ones that I connect to the most, even though I just said like, you know, my favorite films were these big budget things. But the ones that I connect to the most are the ones that are like just sort of interpersonal conflicts on a smaller scale.
Right.
Did you see Sorry to Bother You?
Yeah, I love that movie.
So good, dude.
Yeah.
I love Lakeith Stanfield so much, dude.
It was funny because like for, I guess, a large portion of my career or whatever, I was constantly like going up for roles that he was.
Damn.
You thirsty?
You thirsty as hell.
Sometimes you got to rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, I feel like, go ahead.
But I was going up for stuff that like he had either passed on or like was in consideration for, but couldn't sign on to it. and like I want to say 3 different movies. Yeah. Like I was the guy, but then like all of a sudden something opened up in Keith's schedule, and they're like, "Oh man, well like you did a great job, but it's
I just love this movement of like eccentric black boy that's like, you know, not necessarily hip hop or you know, super black, that's coming into fruition. I think it's so cool, man. Like Lakeith Stanfield is like no one else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely got his own sort of unique vibe to him.
Definitely.
It is, I mean, everybody sort of finds their rhythm in the industry. And I think luckily like this break from everything is giving me time to like sort of figure out who I am, what my voice is in this industry, and like writing has helped too. But you know, to be comfortable and not be trying to be like what you think the industry is looking for at any specific time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say though those arrow clips seem really natural for you. You doing these flips, shooting arrows at people, kicking people's asses. I'm like, you should have been doing that a long time ago.
Since day one.
Right. You need to be doing more action. I don't know. Because you kind of been in the drama side of it for a long time. But it seems like not until recently you've been doing the action side. But
and it is like every single role like sort of leaves something with you. You know, it sort of implants something that sticks with you throughout the years. And the fitness and the stunts have definitely like stayed with me from doing Arrow, because it's like you fall in love with something, and being able to do those fight scenes and like seeing them afterwards, it's like, dude.
Yeah, because acting is very competitive, and if you can kind of eliminate some of the competition by something that's naturally for you, you've been naturally fit without even working out that much forever, and now I'm gonna get this role over. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get that role over Lakeith Stanfield. No, you are.
Yeah, for sure.
He can't be shooting. He's not gonna be
for everybody though.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You're saying like finding your place in the industry. Sometimes that takes a little trial and error, and you don't want to put yourself in a box. But at the same time, I don't know, man.
I mean, is that what you want to do?
It's funny because like everybody in the industry has a guy. You know, they have a guy who is like they're constantly like one away from where that person is. I think I was watching something. And it was a Lakeith Stanfield, and he was talking about a role or something. I think he was doing an interview with
for Knives Out or
the girl from Insecure.
Oh, Issa Rae.
Issa Rae, yes. He was doing an interview for their movie Photograph.
Yeah.
And they were asking him about that, and he was just like, "Man, like I lost out on like Black Panther or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was supposed to be Killmonger or something."
Yeah.
And I mean, you couldn't tell if he was joking or not, but like. Everybody has somebody who they're like constantly sort of losing out roles to, or like this person's getting the offers that they're not, and like everyone's trying to get to that sort of next level. And the thing is, like in an industry where there are very limited roles, it's so easy to sort of turn brother against brother because there's so few opportunities, and like you think like, man, if it's not me, it's this person, but like.
That's why we need to write our own shit.
Oh yeah, but
you know what I'm
like
saying?
finding that voice in yourself where you're like, I'm gonna create stuff, and I don't need like these people to open up a role for me to have something that I'm in, or have something that like makes me have value or something, you know?
Yeah, knowing the value that you bring to the table.
Yeah,
and it also goes back to it's hard to see from the outside what you're good at. It's hard to be that consciously aware of yourself to know, wow, put me next to Lakeith Stanfield and I'm way more of a superhero than he is. But he has his own thing.
Yeah,
he has his own thing that he's probably better at than you are. He's better at being quirky and maybe just weird and like he's tripping. He just looks like he's high all the time.
I don't feel bad.
I wouldn't buy you as
going back to Keith Stanfield.
Well, I'm just saying I wouldn't buy you as a stoner in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't get that role. He's gonna get that role. So it's like you guys think you're competing because you're both black males in this industry trying to go for black roles. But at the end of the day, you're still going to find your niche and just whatever comes naturally to you.
But you got to realize that the market is so small that it almost feels like it is competing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I feel like now people are sort of branching away from that, because it's so much of the industry has had this sort of grab mentality. And I don't know if you know what that is. Basically, if you throw a bunch of crabs in a bucket, like
you know that shitty.
Oh, okay. None of them can climb out. You know, this is for whoever's watching, but none of them can climb out because the other crabs are like grabbing them and constantly pulling them back into the bucket. The ones who are on the top and at the edge, and having this sort of limited opportunities that exist in this town sort of keeps us in that state. But now there's this sort of reawakening in the Black community that's going on. Like, people are finding out that they don't need to do that. Like, there may be limited opportunities, but we can create our own opportunities. And you're seeing more and more people, more and more Black writers, more and more Black directors, more and more Black filmmakers, you know? And I feel like that's what I was trying to say. I didn't want you guys to think that I was like, you know,
no,
following
not at all.
Keith Stanfield around.
No, I think that was a good thing that you brought up, though. Of you can be a very successful actor, or just person in general, and you're still gonna be comparing yourself to others, and that's just the plight of being a human. You compare yourself to others, and if you can kind of just alleviate that a little bit, then you can kind of be in the moment more and focus on what comes naturally and what's good for you and who you are as a person, and be grateful for the gifts that you do have.
Yeah. And I wonder, I mean, obviously you're in music. Was there any sort of artist that you were comparing yourself to or anything?
Yeah, all the time. And when you're focusing on that, then you're missing the things that you can bring to the table. Yeah. So it can kind of slow your process down, slow your growth.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah, hells yeah.
And little Miss Courtney over here with her commercial agent.
Oh my God, don't get started on
You need to ask JoJo some tips over here. Like,
do you have a commercial agent?
I am so bad at commercials.
Yeah.
Like I
how do you? That seems so funny to me.
I got dropped by my commercial agent.
It's different.
It's so different.
It's so different.
And like
And I feel like, a lot of times people don't realize, like, even with modeling, like, I know one time my brother said to me, he's like, what do you do all day? He's like, you just go try on clothes and look pretty. And I'm like, no, it's so much more than that. It's like, being able to emote and like changing and like doing all these things that people don't even realize. But like with the commercial world, it's really hard because you kind of have to be on the entire day. And have you ever smiled for so long and then your face gets all weird and you're like, you don't know, like, fucking shit's
just
weird. You're like,
that way,
and you're like, you don't know how to like get out of it. It is hard to do commercials, man. I don't feel like people believe that. Like,
it is,
man.
It
is.
And the thing is, like, I've had ones where there's nothing there. Like, they don't give you a script. There's no, like, they're just like, okay, like, so imagine there's music playing.
Yes.
And like dance to the music.
Yeah. And pretend you just got a gift
from
your mom that you haven't seen in 20 years. And
now
you're like,
excited.
Yeah.
Everyone's dancing on a different beat.
Yeah.
Some people like dance music, some people like hip hop.
That shit is intimidating. Yeah.
What were you in the Jack in the Box commercial you showed me?
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's funny because I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day, we wrote like a McDonald's jingle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like, we recorded it in your old lockout studio.
Can we get some bars or what?
Oh.
You guys remember?
Joe just whips it out.
It was on the guitar. I would need the guitar to play this, but it was a bop, man. It was
Shit was a bop.
It was a banger, man. But no, I had done a McDonald's commercial, and I had no idea how commercials work, but I was like, all of the advertising executives are going to be at this commercial, and like if I play this McDonald's jingle there, then I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to make $1 million.
Oh, so you booked a McDonald's commercial?
I booked a McDonald's commercial.
Oh, I got it.
And then wrote a jingle to play for the executives.
How did that go?
Yeah, because you were probably
is not the same realm. I feel like
that was the time.
So that's not
how it works.
Jingles get sold
at
all.
These companies, man, they're so corporate. They have so many different divisions. Whoever was booking you for that commercial, there's a completely different building and sector of the company that they only focus on the jingles. You know what I'm saying? So you're thinking, I'm just gonna deliver this to this guy who helped. He headed the commercial and he's gonna know anything about this, and he's not. But I think that was the time frame 2012, 2013, where if you were in music and you were like, damn, Justin Timberlake made millions off of this. That was Justin Timberlake.
Damn.
That was Justin Timberlake.
Damn.
That did that. And nobody,
1 million.
Right. Nobody knew that.
Yeah. See?
So that was a time frame we're like, we're trying to get this Justin Timberlake money, man.
I feel that.
Timberlake money.
We could write ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's easy.
I could do that.
Oh, you're saying he made that up?
He wrote that. He made millions of dollars off of that.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Damn.
Millions.
Okay.
Millions.
JT.
So we're like, that ain't shit. We could do better than that. Let's go.
Yeah.
So anyways, we have that on the back burner when Mickey D's wants to change it up.
Oh.
We got it.
Mickey D's, we got it. We got that.
You had you had all the lines. It was about like getting the fries and the shakes. We had all the lyrics.
You know, we need to re-record that.
Yeah, we could. We could do a better recording nowadays, I think.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, how you feeling?
You want to ask JoJo any acting tips now that you're doing the commercials?
You don't need no tips. She's got it.
No, I got it. I'm black. I got it. You feel me?
You got it.
I got it.
You got that black girl magic.
For sure. And you know, I don't know. I don't even know that acting is, because I know that anything I do, I'll be good at. Do you know what I'm saying? You just have to believe that. And so, could I act to make more money? Yeah, but it's not really my passion. Do you know what I mean?
And I feel like you're traveling and doing shows like literally worldwide.
Yeah, modeling and doing all around the fucking world. So it's like, I could act, but I don't want to waste my time with something I'm not like super passionate about. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know.
And it's like, I mean, it's the same thing with me and music, you know? It's something that's sort of in my arsenal, but it's not the thing that I want to sort of devote all my life and passions to and everything. And I feel like there's so many people in the industry who that is that for.
Yes.
That like, you wouldn't be able to partner with somebody like, I feel like I was going to try this out, you know, and see this music thing was going on.
Yeah. I feel like things don't really happen for you unless you really have that focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Even
you gotta want it.
Yeah. Even if you have a team and you're kind of like, yeah, I could do acting. They're kind of like, okay, well, hit me up when you really want to do it. Though,
right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I wanted to.
Hit me up when you got the horror movie shot.
Right.
Yeah. I got the horror movie script ready to go. What is next for you as far as the acting stuff? Is there another season of Arrow coming up? I know you're writing your own scripts. Is that what you're mainly focused on? Or is it just like a lot of people right now, they're like, everything's up in the air, man. I don't know. I'm waiting for 2020 to be over, and then I'll answer that question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if 2021 is going to be like, 2020, the sequel. But no. Everything that I've been doing now, I'm working on this animated series that I've been developing with a handful of guys. I'm working on my own scripts that I've been writing for features. And I mean, we've been waiting to find out what's going on with the Arrow spinoff, because there was a spinoff series that was in development, and it's still sort of in the air with that as well. So it's keeping myself open to what opportunities are still coming, but still trying to create my own.
So is this the final season of Arrow?
This
officially?
is the final season of Arrow.
So Arrow is done.
Yeah.
Arrow is done. Does that make you sad at all? Are there hardcore fans that hit you up? Please tell me it's not over.
Do people hit you up and say that kind of stuff?
I mean, everyone, all the fans, they know about this spinoff series that's been sort of in development, and we did a backdoor pilot in the middle of like the last season of Arrow, but they're like, pick up this show, like please get Arrow back on the air. But
petitions and everything.
Yeah.
These fans are crazy.
Facebook and shit.
Fans are crazy, man.
So tell me about this animated show. I love animated shows. Tell me it's like a Rick and Morty thing, please.
I don't want to spoil the, obviously, because we're still pitching this show to networks, but it's an adult animated show, but sort of inspired by video games and video game culture. So I think a lot of the online community, a lot of the E3 crowd, a lot of the Comic-Con crowd are gonna really, really gravitate towards it when we get picked up.
So is the idea that you would be voice acting in it?
I have thought about that. I mean, I have a couple characters in the show that I have my eye on, but it's all about sort of who lends the best voice to.
Because most of the roles I've seen you in, you kind of have the same voice. Did you put a little twang on the Nashville
I'm sure a
character? There was a
twang.
little. You did have a little accent in that, right?
It's funny. This is why I didn't want to wear the headphones. Like, I literally hate the sound of my voice.
Don't say
I
that.
mean, I mean, everything that I'm in, typically I'll try to like lower my voice, and already like hearing my voice feedback into these headphones or whatever sounds a bit higher than what I'm used to hearing just normally.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But this is your
man.
normal speaking voice, right?
This is my normal speaking voice.
Oh, okay. You think it's high?
It is high.
No, it's not.
I don't think it's high.
No, it's
this
not.
This is a high.
You black and beautiful.
speaking
Come on
voice.
now.
Like, I don't even know. Like, I wish it was like down,
No.
like down here.
Yeah.
Like down here where you could just be like, you know, this is
Yeah.
this is the album that I'm working on, and it's you know, we've been putting a lot of love into it, and
Give us a preview of this animated character. You said you had a couple. Just the voice. That won't spoil it.
dude,
I just want to hear. I just want to hear you do a voice.
I don't even know, man.
Oh my god.
All of a sudden, it's like, "Hey guys,
Oh hell no. Scary.
no, I would
Like,
it
hope
would,
it ain't that.
it would literally be so bad. Like, I'm trying to like think of what voice I would do for which character, and I'm like, no, like I would make a sound out of my mouth and instantly regret it.
We can cut that shit.
But will you cut that shit?
He won't. He won't.
And he did.
And he did put me
Yeah,
on.
And he did put me on.
How's that? How you guys feeling?
I feel great.
I feel good.
Yeah. Me too.
Living life. We about to make that next big horror movie up in here. You heard it here first.
I want to be in it.
Okay. You got to scream real loud when you die.
I want to be the killer. Why not? You know? Unsuspecting.
Why not?
I
It's
don't know if
unsuspecting.
you intimidating enough.
Wow. Okay. All right, fine. Damn. All right, well,
So how do you guys usually wrap these up?
I mean, I don't know. Complete stop or whatever we feel. How do you feel? You have anything else you want to ask Juju?
It's funny because the one that you sent me like
I sent you a clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
just so I knew what to expect, and like the guy brought like these expensive tennis shoes that
Yeah.
were like $85,000 or something, and I
Yeah.
was like, dude, should I bring something?
No, no way.
What you got?
I was gonna like bring my quiver from
Yeah.
Arrow. And I was
Oh,
gonna go,
wow.
Yeah, I was just like
You
walking
fucked up.
around with this quiver and then whip it out.
Yeah,
That would've been
drop that
fire,
shit. What the hell? Go get that shit. You live across the street.
Go get the quiver.
You just have your closet. It's like normal shirt. Oh, spandex, arrow outfit.
Did they let them keep the wardrobe or
I'm
no?
so upset. Like the first day that I did it, or the first 2 episodes that I did, they weren't sure if like, I guess whether or not I'd be like a main character on the show. So they were like, hey, we have this. If you want to like pay us for it or whatever, like you can have the superhero outfit. And I was like, how much is it? And they're like $500. And I was like, nah, like I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
$500 for this thing. I don't know why I did not just give these people the $500 to have this full suit, because now like they can't give it up.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, we don't know when we're gonna like need this again, or when you're gonna be on this show or that show or whatever. Luckily the guy who created my quiver on the show, he still had the prototype from when he originally made it, and he just like fixed it up and like gave it to me.
Hell yeah.
And then I like had the entire cast sign it, and like now it's in like the entertainment center or whatever next to my TV. But I have a crap load of like mementos that I take from every set. Like every set
I'm
that
sorry,
I'm
but
on.
what the fuck is a quiver?
I'm
Sorry, what the fuck is that?
It holds the
You're
arrows.
like, I've been listening to you speak this
Yeah.
whole time, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, the quiver.
fuck?
It's where you keep all the arrows on your back.
Oh, got it. In case.
You know that.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. So I have that with arrows sticking out of it, and like everyone is signed the like
Wow.
facing of it.
Tight.
But I'll take something from every. I shouldn't be admitting that, but I'll take something from every production.
Absolutely.
When
Absolutely.
they turn their
you should.
heads, it's mine.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I have shoes from Detroit. Actually, it wasn't like a memento on the project, but Complex made us all like special shoes on the show with like the riots going on around the shoe. Dang, I should have brought those.
You fucking up, JoJo.
I should have trumped your last guy's shoes
Should've.
with my Detroit shoes.
Damn.
That would have been tight.
That would have been tight, JoJo.
All right, hold on. I'm going to go across the street real quick, you guys. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Tell JoJo about the Star Wars thing that you got.
Oh,
What'd you
are
get?
you into Star Wars?
Yeah.
I've never seen it a day in my life. Or Star
You've
Trek.
never seen any of the Star Wars?
Or Star Trek. Okay, so I worked at the Soho House in Malibu, and basically I was really good friends with just like a lot of the members, and one of the members was the person who I don't even know how to explain it.
It's like George Lucas.
I have no idea. He was the person who wrote, what is it called when you're an architect and you like it starts with a B.
He designed the blueprint.
The blueprint. Thanks. The blueprint for the cantina scene.
Oh.
I have the original copy signed to me.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, that's so dope.
I'm like, yeah, that's tight.
Have you had that appraised?
No.
You should get it appraised. Like,
Yeah?
But
But it has my name on it, though.
Oh.
Who cares?
Yeah,
People don't
that's
care.
just tight, too. And he signed it.
Okay, yeah.
He signed it. So, yeah.
That is
sick.
dope, though,
Yeah.
man.
But that is the equivalent,
like-
to our friend who has those $85,000 shoes. He bought them for $100 like 15 years ago. And then, of course, there's only 200 in existence.
Yeah.
So then they go up in value. It's like you don't know that Aero suit. You're like, yeah, okay, this is a really popular show right now. Yeah. But then once it's canceled, all of a sudden people are like, I need it. Please. Then they'll just do anything to relive those moments. You know, they're just such diehard fans. Yeah. Especially when you're young, You have those shows that you grew up on. They're like, I would do anything.
It's funny, like I was up for Finn in the new Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I don't even have the saddest story. Like a friend of mine, his name is like Hideo Okiniyi. And like I know John Boyega, like obviously he's in Detroit, but like he's like a stand-up guy, man. Like he's dope. He definitely deserved everything that's happened for him. But like I was maybe top 5 testing for this thing. And we did like chemistry tests here in LA, non-disclosures, all like random carriers dropping off these like legally binding contracts and then handing you the script that you could only read like under
right,
supervision.
Yeah.
It's so tight with the comic book stuff and Star Wars and all those kind of movies that have the crazy fan bases because they know you could just leak that and make money off of it.
I know, dude.
Post it online. Hey, pay me $500. I'll leak the new Star Wars plot.
The whole thing. The other guy, Dio, he was top 2 for it, and like they flew him out to London to test for the film, and it was like just him and Boyega. So it's like literally everything like that. There's like 3 or 4 people who are just like right here on that thing.
Yeah, and those kind of movies too. They're global. And there's a lot because basically the 2 main characters were British. The girl Ray,
and they shot in London.
Yeah, so I mean anything like Disney or just that level of a movie, they're searching global. It's not just like okay, let's find somebody right here in America. So then
they've done casting calls like all around for this stuff, man. It's funny because they always end up.
So when you
picking actors who are already in the industry, but they'll have like these like cattle calls or people like we're looking for, the next big thing, and then they'll like cast somebody out of like Broadway or something.
Yeah, when you audition for that, were you doing like the court? Like did they make you all right? Now you're shooting stormtroopers over there, like
it's funny
lightsaber. He does a little bit of lightsaber, I know, in the Star Wars, but
you can go back like and see all of the actors who tested for the original Star Wars, and they have like whole sets and stuff built where you're like playing around and stuff. Like I had a scene where I was supposed to be delivering these data cores or something, and they had data cores, and I'm running through there, like through this set that they have set up, and like somewhere in the world exist these scenes that like 25 years from now someone's gonna release and be like, these are the people who like also would have been like this guy had things,
because if I'm a casting director for Star Wars, first thing I'm making you do is do a lightsaber battle.
Dude,
I'm like, all right, you two,
Boy.
just battle it out.
we got this
Who
guy
wants
right
it?
here.
Who
Your
wants
reader-
it?
Your reader's coming in with the sword like...
Yeah, they come in with the dual sabers. Like, damn, he wants it. He wanted it, man.
Damn.
Gotta give it to him.
See? It's one of those things. Like, that's why you got to work on your stunts.
Yeah, just in the off season, I'm just practicing my saber battles, man. Just ready for the next
Just in
trilogy.
case. God, man.
Boys.
Yeah, boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
I have to step into
Yeah.
the restroom.
Do your thing. I feel like we're good. How you feeling? You want to keep going?
Yeah, let's just wrap it up right here. We appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you
yo.
guys having me.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, we had to hang out. Like it was just your girl's birthday
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you invited us to that, and we were like, "What the hell? Why
Yeah.
haven't we already
And it
had
was good
JoJo on
seeing
the
you guys.
podcast?
Like,
Yeah. And
like
live on
once I
street.
text you the address and you were like, yo, you're like right down
Yeah.
this street.
For sure. Yay. Well, we love you. Thank you. I'm sure we'll see you soon.
No, I'm glad you guys had me.
you.
This was so much fun.
Yeah, bro. Appreciate you, man.
You're. You guys, so we're doing some tight shit. We're giving away things that brands send to me and Matt. And honestly, I just don't have the room for a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna start giving away all the stuff that I don't need. You know what I mean? Let's share the wealth. So today I have this super cute swimsuit. It's from a company called Same Los Angeles. And I'm sure if you're a girl, you know exactly what Same is. But this swimsuit is pretty expensive. It's a $200 swimsuit, but I wanted to give it away because I think, you know, that's a nice thing to do. So yes, so let me show it to you guys. So this is the swimsuit from Same. It is a size large, but it does fit really, really tight and snug. I know it doesn't look like a swimsuit, but it's versatile. So you can actually wear this under your jeans and then straight to the pool. And it kind of sucks you in just all the right places. So it's fire. And the material is really, really nice. Again, it's from Same Los Angeles. So all you have to do to win this swimsuit is subscribe to our YouTube channel, I'm Not Racist, My Friend's Black, and then comment your friend's name on this video, and you guys both have to subscribe. So after you do that, we'll be picking a winner for this, and we'll ship it to you guys. So stay tuned. Good luck, because somebody's going to be a winner. Love you guys. Bye.